Hello, I'm Fermi. I will be presenting all Chinese grammar in one video, ranging from beginner to advanced level. This video aims to serve as a review material or guideline of all Chinese learner, while some basic knowledge of pronunciation and vocabulary would be helpful, because our main focus will be on grammar. If you have any questions, feel free to comment and contact us. Let's begin. Okay, let's start with the beginner level, where I have selected 15 main grammar points based on Chinese Proficiency Exam HSK 1. The first point will be the basic order of Chinese sentence and the question structure. Do you remember the first Chinese sentence you learned? I think it is likely to be 你好, which means hello. This sentence exemplifies the basic order of the Chinese and highlight a significant difference between Chinese and English. In Chinese, we can use an adjective as the core of sentences, or we can call it predicate, not only the verb. If we translate 你好 directly, it will mean you good. Similarly, we can say 中国很漂亮, which means China is very beautiful, in Chinese without a linking verb. However, we can also use the subject-verb-object structure just like in English, where the verb acts as a predicate. In English, we primarily use verb as the core of a sentence, while in Chinese, both verb and adjective can function as a predicate. If we look further, we will discover that when using adjective as a predicate in Chinese, it is important to include an adverbial modifier before the adjective. For example, here, 不白,很好,有点胖. If you use the adjective without an adverbial modifier, it would likely appear in a set phrase like 你好 or comparative sentences. So now let's explore more examples here. 我们学校大 is a wrong sentence if it stands alone, because we need to use an adverbial before the adjective 大. So we can add an adverbial modifier 很 before the adjective 大. You can say 我们学校很大. Next example, 今天我高兴 Today I happy. Also need an adverbial modifier before the adjective 高兴 happy. So how can we say here? Yes, we can add 很 before 高兴. 今天我很高兴. Well, the last example is here. 汉字难 Chinese character difficult. So we also need to add the adverbial before it. We can say 汉字有点难. Chinese character a little bit difficult. Also, we can put it into a comparative sentence as we mentioned. 汉字难,语法不难. In this case, we can use the adjective to connect the subjects directly without an adverbial modifier. Based on the core order, we can extend Chinese sentence as much as we want. Here are all the elements you may encounter in Chinese sentences based on their orders. Although it may seem complex, don't worry, in the beginner level, we won't cover all of them. We will save it for the intermediate level. To summarize, there are two important points about the basic sentence order in Chinese. First, we can use adjective as the predicate, but remember to include an adverbial modifier before them. Second, we can also use the subject-verb-object structure. Now, let's move on to some practice questions. I will give you about 5 seconds to complete each question, and if you need more time, feel free to pause the video. Let's check the answer here. The first one, true or false? 我好 I good. Well, you may probably want to use to answer the question after 你好, but actually the first one is wrong, because 你好 is workable because it is a set phrase, but 我好 is not. If we want to use it, we need to add an adverbial modifier before the adjective 好, so you can say 我很好. The second, 他的朋友漂亮 漂亮 it means beautiful. It is an adjective. It also need to use after the adverbial So the second is wrong. Number 3, 汉语不太难. Chinese is not too difficult. 难 is adjective and it plays after the adverbial modifier 不太. So number 3 is correct. 4, 他写汉字. He write Chinese character. So here is the subject, verb, object structure. That's correct. So here is the correct answer of the 1 and 2. 我很好, I'm very good. 她的朋友非常漂亮. Her friend is very beautiful. As we discussed earlier, adverbials are necessary when we want to use adjective as a corn in a sentence. Let's take a look at some commonly used adverbial for the purpose. We can increase the intensively by using adverbials such as a little bit, 有点儿, very, 很, 非常, and 2, 太, 了. Do you remember how to say the weather is hot? Yes, 热. Now, let's practice using these adverbials to describe pictures based on the adjective hot to talk about the weather. The first one, we can say there is a little bit hot, right? So we can say 有点儿热. And then the second is hotter, and we can choose one of very here. 很热. Last one here, we can say 非常热 and 太热了. It should be noted that usually 非常 is in a higher degree of 很, although they can all be translated into very.